Hello, welcome to More Yoga with me, Emily. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you are doing well. And if you're not, at least you came to yoga, or at least you started it, and then maybe you will feel better by the end. As always, this is your time. Right? This is your half an hour, 45 minutes, however long you want to take. If you just want to take the opportunity to lie down and sleep, do what you need to do, right? At any point. Take whatever variation feels best for your body today. Not where you think you need to be able to go, but where you want to go, where it feels good. And that's what we're sort of aiming for today, anyway. I don't care about alignment so long as it doesn't feel painful. I want you to explore these sort of spirals and bends and twists that uh, are in nature, but we expect ourselves to sort of be on these sort of like train tracks all the time. So um, do what feels good. And that's the lesson for today. You can turn off the yoga now if you want to. No, no, it's all good. Let's start lying down if you're comfortable there. I'm going to start on my back. Depending on how your morning or your day or your evening has been, you may need a bit of time to settle here, to get some wiggles out. Maybe you're immediately just flopped straight into the most comfortable position that you could be in. And then for a few breaths, inhale through your nose. Exhale, sigh your breath away. Couple more. And then continue breathing however feels best for you. Could be in and out through your nose or your mouth. Notice how your breath is flowing. Is it deep or shallow? Is it smooth or choppy? Is it cool or warm? Moist or dry? All of these things that we can really start to observe. And by practicing this focus, this level of observation, we are able to give our minds a break. We don't have to jump from thought to thought. You don't have to worry about what you're going to do when this is done or how your day has been so far. You simply get to be here and now. So, last few breaths here. And then, when you feel ready, start to bring a little bit of movement back into your body. It could be small little wiggles of the fingertips or toes or gentle rock of your head from side to side. Maybe it's a big, luxurious morning stretch. And then start to draw your knees in toward your chest and take a little rock from side to side. And then take one hand to each knee and start to draw circles here, even as you're rocking side to side. So playing with this sort of wobbly motion. And it might feel weird, and that's okay. Maybe it feels really awesome though, and that's cool, right? We just want to play with the movement and the positions. And then reach your legs up to the sky. Knees can be deeply bent, right? You don't have to have them extended. Start to point and flex through the ankles and toes or draw circles here. Maybe your arms reach up as well. Let the shoulder blades drape back to the earth though, so there's buoyancy, there's ease here. You could draw circles through the wrists and the fingers. You might even start to shake everything out. And I want you to try and shake a little bit wilder than you normally would. Just try it out. All right, again, only if it feels good. So last few breaths here might feel really geeby and you might feel super self-conscious. But forget about it because we're all doing it. Okay, now pause in stillness. Notice, oh, all the leftover vibrations in the body. That's cool. I don't know. It's kind of like when you've been in the waves and you feel like you're still in them. Bend your knees and then bring your feet to the floor. Take them mat width apart so the legs are quite wide. And let's just draw or do some simple windshield wipers from one side to the other. And the next time your knees are over to the left, pause there. This might just be where you want to stay today. Maybe you start to reach the right arm back and to the right a little bit. If you'd like a little bit more on that top side, then maybe think of hooking the left ankle over top of the right thigh. Now, maybe it feels really great here, just hanging out really passively. Or maybe try squeezing the bum on the right side. That'll lift the hip up a little bit more. We'll turn it into a bit more of an active stretch, active release. Last couple breaths here. Now, again, if it doesn't feel good, don't do it. Particularly if you feel pain, don't do it. Back out of it. Go back a step or two. All right, if your ankle is hooked over top, unhook it. Inhale back to center, couple windshield wipers. And then the next time your knees are over to the right, pause there. Different side can be a totally different experience. So maybe you stay here, maybe you reach that left arm back and to the left. Maybe you hook the right ankle over top of the left thigh. Getting a little bit deeper now into that left leg. It could be passive, or maybe you squeeze the bum on the left side. Right? Lifting the hip up a bit, getting into the front of the hip and the abdomen as well. Maybe. I don't know. Depends on what you've been doing lately or what you haven't been doing lately. All right. And then unhook the foot if it's hooked. Come back to center, couple windshield wipers. And then draw your knees toward you. Take them nice and wide this time. So out toward your shoulders or armpits. Then let's rock a little bit side to side here. You might stay here, or you might decide to kick your feet up to the sky for happy baby. Grab the backs of the thighs or somewhere along the legs, the ankles, or the feet. But keep the little rocks going. I'm about to knock over my bookshelf. So I am rocking, but just less to one side than the other. And then maybe you rock up and down a little bit here. I don't know. That's weird. Feels super bizarre, but maybe it feels great. Okay, release your legs. Shake them out. For some of you, it's going to feel good to grab the backs of the thighs and rock and roll up and down the spine a little bit more here. Think shoulder blades to sit bones, to shoulder blades to sit bones. It could be super playful. If that doesn't feel that good, then by all means, roll to one side. Press yourself up. Let's meet. And hands and knees. So take your time to set up. Knees underneath hips. Toes can be tucked or untucked. And hands out or shoulder width apart or wider. Let's start to move through cat and cow here. So inhale, lift the tailbone. Hollow through the lower back. Wrap the shoulder blades toward each other. Exhale, round through your spine. Tuck your tailbone under. Press the floor away from you. Inhale. Dip into cow. Exhale, round into cat. So a few more of these. Undulations on your own time, on your own breath. And just see how it goes. And I'd like you to close your eyes here if you can, so long as your eyelids don't start flickering or it doesn't feel uncomfortable, then don't do it. But what this can do is maybe it starts to trigger a deeper tuning in to what your body needs. Right? With the eyes closed, we feel a bit more comfortable getting into some more strange positions here. Maybe barrel rolls through the chest and shoulders, maybe wagging the tail from side to side in cat and cow. Maybe you're taking deeper circles, hips towards heels, elbows and nose toward the floor. And move how you need to move here and really explore it. Right? If you feel like you want to just be stuck in cat and cow, especially, then move. All right. One more breath here. And then come back to center. A little draw of belly button to spine. Take your right hand in front of your left. Now it might be right close in. It might be further ahead. So it just depends on how long your arms are to your torso. And then start to shift your hips back. Oh, that feels amazing for me anyway, right away. Getting into the right side of the body, particularly, well, no, the entire right side. From my right pinky finger all the way to my right hip. Now you might stay up high here. You might come down onto a forearm. And maybe even here, give your tail a little wag from side to side and see if there's a position that feels extra delicious or at least interesting. Right? I want it to feel good. I don't care what it looks like. Just let it feel good. And then slowly on your inhale, come back to center. Little wiggle or cat and cow to release. And then let's switch sides. So left hand comes in front of the right. Again, it might be close in, it might be farther away. And then shift your hips back. Maybe this side, it feels better to stay up high. Maybe it feels better to come down low. Maybe take that little wag of the tail from side to side just to get into a different line of tension. And then breathe into it. Last breath here. All right, inhale, come back to center, shake it all out, and then make your way into your standing forward fold. Kind of awkward sometimes from hands and knees. Maybe you bring blocks underneath your hands. Maybe you're the sort of person who always does forward fold with the legs hyperextended or just straight. Try bending your knees really deep today. And gravity starts to do a lot more work on your body with less tension generated in places that really we don't want to generate tension. Maybe you always do knees really bent and you try to straighten them just a little bit. You could always rest your elbows on knees or thighs or clasp your hands behind your back or behind your neck, wherever you need to go. Couple more breaths here. Maybe it feels good to be still. Maybe it feels best to move and sway a little bit from side to side. And then wherever you are, release your hands. Fingertips might not touch the floor, that's fine. And then bring your fingertips to your shins as you inhale. Lift up partway. Belly button to spine. Back of the neck stays long. Look down rather than lifting the chin to look forward. Exhale, let it all go. Couple more. You could sigh or flutter your lips. Actually, let's all do horse lips. Why not, right? Feel funny, feel goofy. Couple breaths here. Unless, of course, you're in a room with lots of people and horse lips is contrary to COVID protocols. All right. Bend your knees, head heavy, arms heavy. Slowly start to roll up to standing. One vertebra at a time. You can use your hands on your thighs for more support. And then inhale, come up to standing. Couple loops of the shoulders, up, back, and down. Little wiggle, noodle, or release. All right. Feet hip width apart-ish. Little bend in the knees. And then bring your right ear to your shoulder. Chin to chest. Left ear to shoulder. Let's just do a couple of those half moon circles. Chin to chest. To right. And then down. And left. Once more. Down. And right. And now we're going to keep these going, but start to add a little bit more body. So bring the shoulders into it. Or the upper back. And then down and up. Let's come all the way up. And then right, down, left, up once more this way with just the shoulder girdle into it. And now let's start to add a little bit more body. Upper back, mid back. Okay, all right. Maybe feels a little bit weird. Maybe feels super cool. Bend the knees a little bit more. Shift the hips to the left. Go down sideways as long as you can until you have to flop forward. And then come up sideways all the way to standing. Same thing, bend the knees, shift the hips to the right, flop forward and up. So keep playing with these lateral flexion and extension rolls. You might go slower, you might go faster. Try to avoid the temptation to turn to one side and then go down, because then it's just a normal flexion extension of the spine. You could add arms and give me your best sort of Martha Graham if you want to. Last couple of breaths. And the next time that you come up to the top and you're balanced on both sides, pause there. Eyes open or closed, couple breaths. Feel what you feel. Notice what you notice. Okay. And then flicker the eyelids open. Let's start to bounce. So if actually catching air doesn't feel good for you, then that's cool. Just bounce here. If you want to join me, take a little bit of air. Maybe flop it around. Maybe do a little twist from side to side. And just shake everything out. Couple more. And then pause. Those of you who are catching air with me, look down at your feet. Your feet will naturally land in about hips width apart. So there's a little trick for you. Keeping the feet hip width on your inhale, sit down and back into chair pose. So hips down, tailbone down, belly button to spine, shoulder blades on the back, hips low, heart high. Inhale here with arms to cactus. Exhale, round through your spine, tuck the tailbone under, give an imaginary friend a big bear hug. Right, practicing for when COVID protocols lift. Inhale, back up. Exhale, round. I don't know what's with me in COVID today. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. A couple more. Last one. And then inhale, come all the way up. Shake it out. Shake out the legs. Let's do a couple hip circles, one direction and then the other. Right, again, we're just playing. We're just trying to have fun today. Hopefully you're having fun. I am. Feet hip width apart again. Inhale, chair pose. Arms to cactus. This time we're going to go side to side. So inhale here. Exhale, reach over to the right. Oh, hips to the left. Try not to round, at least for the start. Inhale back to center. And exhale over to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Once more to the left. And then start to combine the two together. So you might start to draw big circles through the torso here. Here, go ahead and twist and turn and go wherever you need to go. I want it to look like no sort of yoga that you've ever seen. Nothing that they would put on the cover of Yoga Journal. Because I don't care what it looks like. All I care about is how it feels. Okay, inhale, come all the way up to standing. Shake it out. And again, a couple breaths, either eyes open or closed. Feel what you feel. Notice what you notice. All right, flick your eyelids open. Shake it all out. Let's send the weight over to the right leg now. A little buoyancy on that supporting knee, right? Because when the knee bends, the glutes start to work a little bit more. And then pick up the left leg. Now maybe you're on toes on the floor today. That's cool. Pick up. Maybe it's all the way up. Maybe you start to draw little circles here, either toes on the floor or with the foot off the floor. The arms can do whatever they need to do. Maybe it starts to get a bit bigger into some kind of like sweeping circles or figure eights. Again, I don't care what it looks like. Go for how it feels. Maybe you start to go into some crazy kind of Cirque du Soleil matrix balancing stuff. Awesome. That's what I'm looking for, is just playing with standing, stabilizing on one foot, and then almost trying to throw yourself off with the other leg. Last couple breaths here. Tap down if you need to, in between. Whoa, okay. Come back to both legs, shake it out a little bit. And let's go the opposite side. Weight over to that left foot. A little buoyancy on that supporting knee. I promise it's going to help. Maybe start small. Maybe the foot's off the floor. Maybe already you're like, bam, let's get into this. But go where you need to go, right? Maybe it's just hip circles or figure eights. Mobilizing the one hip, strengthening the other. Maybe you start playing with single leg balances. Maybe this side is way harder for balance for you than the other. Maybe it's way better. Oh, either way, congratulations, you're human. Last couple breaths. And then come on down. Again, couple breaths into Tadasana. Eyes either closed or open. Feel what you feel. Notice what you notice. Okay, shake it out a little bit. Let's keep both feet on the floor just for a couple of moments. Feet hip width apart. Squeeze the bum. Belly bend to spine. Shoulder blades on your back. Bring your palms to your hips or sacrum. Wrap the elbows, the shoulder blades toward each other. Already you're getting a bit of extension through the spine here, a bit of opening through the heart, through the chest. This might be enough. If you'd like a little bit more, bend the knees, press the hips forward. Think of scooping the shoulder blades toward each other so they create a little platform for the heart to lift it up a bit higher. Some of you might be going deeper into a back bend. Go wherever you need to go. Keep squeezing the bum for support. Keep breathing. Okay, inhale, come back up to standing. Exhale, release all the way forward. Standing forward full. Little wiggle, bounce, or sway. Fingertips to shins. Inhale, little partway lift. Exhale, let it all go. 2 more. Okay, bend your knees. Bring your hands to the floor. Come down to hands and knees. And then shift to your hips on one side. Swing your legs forward. Shake them out. Maybe a little windshield wiper of the knees. And then come back to center. Let's bring the right shin in front, left shin out to the side. This is going to be a little bit weird, maybe, but let's play with it. That's what the whole goal has been. It's kind of weird, but playful. Inhale, lift here, and you're going to lift that left sit bone right up off the earth as we start to twist to the right. Now it's going to look a little bit different because we're not going to stop here. You're going to start going around even further to the back. And then you might need to shift that left leg a little bit. That's fine. Maybe you stay up on your hands. Maybe you start to come down to forearms. Maybe you come all the way down to the earth. But it's kind of like a cool twist. A little bit of release for the low back. You might be pointing further back than I am. You might be further to the right than I am. But we're getting a neat twist and a great release for the outer thigh on that right side. Last breath here. And then bringing your palms underneath you, slowly press yourself back up and center. Swing that left leg forward. Couple little windshield wipers of the legs. And then let's go to the opposite side. So left shin in front, right shin out to the side. And again, lift that right butt right up. Inhale, start to twist to the left. Now use your hands. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you start to twist even further back. You can stay up. Maybe you start to come down. Again, that right leg is going to shift a bit as the weight moves forward. Going wherever you need to go. The more you're able to reach those right fingertips to the back wall, the more of a release you're going to feel through the torso, the abdomen, the back. Last few breaths here. And then slowly start to press yourself back up to center. Bring that right leg forward, shake them out. Again, little windshield wiper of the knees. And then make your way down onto your back. You might tuck the tailbone and start to do a little Pilates style roll down. You could use your hands to come down. Maybe you do kind of this little bit of reachy articulation through the spine to get down. I don't know. Why not? Try it. It might be super weird. It might be kind of cool. Eventually, make your way down onto your back and draw your knees into your chest. Little rock from side to side. And bring your feet to the floor, mat width apart. Let your knees hang in toward each other. And maybe this is where you want to stay for a few breaths, maybe even for your entire rest. Maybe you choose to bring the soles of the feet together and the knees wide, resting in a supine butterfly position. Maybe you're going full starfish. Or you could choose to rest on your side or in a seated meditation, wherever you need to go. And then once you've found your pose of rest, for 3 breaths, inhale through your nose. Exhale, sigh your breath away. Couple more. And let go of your breath control. Return to your natural breath. Let go of any last muscle gripping or tension, particularly in the neck or the jaw. Each exhale, let your body melt a little bit deeper into the earth. And take a moment to thank yourself for coming to the mat today, for giving yourself this time to be playful with your yoga practice. And stay here longer if you can, 5 or 10 minutes. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.